Fly sequence now.
Welcome to the Geelong and District Football League match day, thanks to Buckley's Entertainment Centre.
Umpires in position, the players are in position, and very, very close to start time at the present moment. Glasscock will be in the ruck against Tate of Geelong, and it'll be interesting, Pete, to see just how well this big fella can move about. He's a huge man, isn't he?
He's a monster of a man, and we're kicking to the Melbourne end, and as I've nominated to Dick, they're kicking to the Sydney end.
All right, the ball has been held up, the siren has sounded. Umpire to put the ball down to the ground, and up they go. Glasscock gets the first tap away. Terrific work there by Collins of the Geelong District Footy League. Picks the ball up, kicks it wide to half-forward flank. Christian Highland leads in the race for the ball, but unfortunately can't control it. Ball out of bounds. Very quickly onto the half-forward flank for the Geelong District Football League. Kicking to the right of our vantage point here where we're broadcasting from. We're on the outer centre wing, Dick.
Outer centre wing,
and,
kicking towards the Melbourne end, as Peter said. We could say the other end's the pub end.
All right, ball thrown in. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Ball thrown in, and a scrimmage occurs, and the umpire has moved in once again. Umpire bouncing the ball. That's going to be a novel innovation for the Geelong District boys, because they throw it up in our league. There's a free kick to Scotty McDonald. Too high the tackle. And Scott McDonald just outside 50 for the Geelong District Football League. Drives into the full forward position. And Glasscock, he stood in front of the pack players. Well, they had no chance of getting around or over. And he takes the mark comfortably. A fairly strange sort of a kicking style, but he has the desired effect. He's got it to Keeley at the centre half back. Plays on quickly the handball to Knox. Knox goes wide looking for Brown. Can't take the mark. Geelong under. Well, thrown away the...
Good call.
Yes, good call. The Alberton player there threw the ball away. Umpire Flowers spot on. Aitchison to take the free kick. Goes to outer centre, or to centre wing on the. The free kick on play there. The umpires played the free kick to the Alberton Footy League. There's a pretty ragged-looking kick, looking for Brown again at centre half forward. He's been pretty conspicuous. Good tackle there from the Nathan Rose. It was of the Geelong District Footy League side. And Pollard, good handball out, looking for some assistance on the half-back flank. And here comes Geelong coming forward to centre wing. The ball is very close to the boundary line, picked up there by Lithgow. A little flick across to his teammate there in Pavey. Pavey across to Garnham, and Garnham toward the full forward position, forward pocket.
There he is again.
A very comfortable mark to Brown. And Aitchison's got his hands full, Peter, I think.
Yeah, and I think Brown's one of the guys that we mentioned as being a little taller than most of our fellas. He probably sits about 6'4". I'd say about 35 metres out. A fairly difficult angle, but we'll just have to see how he goes. It is his own home ground, so there's a bit of an advantage for you.
Brown now moves in, inside 50. Good looking kick. It's gone across the face of goal, and it's going to be touched off hands. And there's the first score in the interleague game. Almost 3 minutes played. The Victory Trophy scoreboard, one behind to the Alberton Football League. Geelong and District Football League yet to score. And Dick, a fairly interesting opening. The ball's been moving from end to end fairly quickly.
Yeah, both sides going through that settling in period, and Geelong District Footy League not quite getting into their game plan at the moment, but it's only early stages yet, Eric.
And Cowie to bring the ball back in, looking into the sun. Changes his mind. He's looking for a lead there. He's got one through Maheris. Maheris tries to push the ball out. Will it beat him over the line? Well, yes, it has.
Umpire decreed that.
He has
it was a line ball decision. We were side onto it, weren't we?
Yeah, Garnham plays on very quickly, looking for a lead there through one of their fellow players. Actually, it's his brother in Brian Garnham, but the ball's picked up by the GDFL. Moved away through Conley. Conley looks over. There's a running player in Nick Pavic. But there's been an infringement there, and the ball's been handed over to Lithgow. Lithgow plays on, back through the centre of the ground, looking for the big fellow in Glasscock, but can't find him. Ball goes to ground. There's 3 or 4 GDFL players. Oh, very heavy bit of play, and one of the GDFL players has been cleaned up there. Slowly gets to his feet. I think it might be...
It's knocked the wind out of his sails.
Yeah, it's actually Beck from Werribee Centrals, but he's okay. He's up and played on through Cowie. Pushes the ball over, and Pavic tries to beat it over the line again, but can't do so, and it's gone over on the wing right in front of the commentary box in the shade of these magnificent trees here.
It's wonderful to have a bit of sunshine, Dick. The sun, except that we're in the shade.
We are in the shade, but it's rather cold too.
From the throw-in, centre wing, Lithgow again gets it, but it comes off hands, so turn over to Williams of the Geelong District Footy League side. Lovely pass there to Highland. Takes the mark, true centre wing, directly in front of our broadcast position. Christian Highland now, looking for a bit of movement, not getting a lot. So now he kicks into the man on the mark. Good work by Wilson of the Alberton Footy League. Highland puts the ball back through under his legs, comes back to Highland on centre wing, and he's quite comfortable to run the ball over the boundary line. A few nerves there, Dick. Some of the players you can sort of see where they're close to us. There's just a bit of anxiety on the face.
Yep, they're just starting. It's starting to get going now, but the nerves will go away very shortly once they get right into it. 5
minutes into the first quarter, one behind Alberton Footy League. Geelong District Footy League yet to score. Ball thrown in front of us. Harris it was. Can't get the ball away. Pollard can't handle the ball. Umpire says he's handled the player.
Wilson,
and it's a free kick to Wilson of the Alberton Footy League. Great intercept. Jamie Collins, away he goes. Has a bounce on the left foot. Not such a good kick, but it's inside 50 for the Geelong District Footy League. Coming through is Scotty McDonald, taps it into the path there of Highland. He's kicked it off the ground. Leading in the race for the ball is Mick Illick. Picks it up, puts it on the right foot, and there's the first goal of the game. And it's gone to the Geelong District Football League through the agency there of Mick Illick. And on the Victory Trophy scoreboard, Geelong District Football League now 1 goal. They lead the Alberton Football League 1 behind.
Geez, he certainly knows how to give you a heart attack, doesn't he? I thought, kick it off the ground, but he bent over and took his chances, didn't he? It was great.
That was good play by Collins. You know, although the kick wasn't good off the boot, it still, travelled the 50 metres into the hole, and Illick was able to pick it up and put the first goal on the board for the GDFL.
Yep, no, very, very good play by Collins indeed.
So great work. Geelong District Footy League hit the front. We've been playing 6.5 minutes now in the first quarter. Umpire Flowers with the ball. It'd be interesting if he tries to bounce it. And he does, and an excellent bounce too. So the ball is being bounced by the central umpires. From the bounce down, it's come to Graham of the Alberton Footy League. But Geelong doing well in the middle of the ground. Williams, lovely handball wide. He's found... that was Justin Tate out there, and Tate's found a teammate on half forward. Geelong and District Footy League doing very well. Christian Highland with the ball. Better kick this time. It's gone inside 50, and Mark almost taken out there for the Geelong District League by Stewie Scott. Can't quite bring it down, and offhands it's over the boundary line. At the 50-metre mark, where it intersects with the boundary, in it comes on the change room side of the ground. Over the head of all players there, tap back, Stewie Scott threw it away, and the umpire has paid the free kick for a push in the back, and it's gone to the Geelong District League to Stewie Scott. Plays on, kicks it into the corridor, Bissett coming in, but the big fellow's standing in the way, and he's just going back into that hole all the time, Dick, isn't he?
He's head and shoulders above the rest of the players, and that's not exaggerating.
That's a great tackle.
So the ball picked up there by the Alberton Footy League. Long driving torpedo, but unfortunately he's picked out somebody in the crowd, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Eric?
On centre wing, out of side of the ground. Yes, Noel?
Just before, while there's a lull in play, I went into the Geelong arenas before the game, and I must admit, Stewie Scott spoke absolutely brilliantly to the players before the game, and the boys, I've never seen blokes so focused at interleague level.
Terrific. What's the atmosphere like down at ground level?
Sensational.
Ball
it's very quick, isn't it?
Yeah, very good game so far. The ball's gone into the forward line for the Geelong District Football League. Pavic, a little chip pass, and he's found Darryl Bissett on his own, 35 metres from goal. A fairly cute angle.
Write it down.
We're pretty close to it. Dick's very confident. Peter, what do you think?
That was well done. Aitchison, the elected captain today, chose to... great goal.
Yeah, that's a magnificent kick, Darryl Bissett.
Chose to transfer play there and did a great job. Kicked it across to Pavic. Pavic played on quickly. Got it up to the big heap himself, who was left alone out there by himself, 25 metres out, and he's popped it through.
Well, you're looking at him, you say, well, this fella can't play footy, but they're going to find out a little different up here, I think.
They certainly will.
I think they've got to start and look for heap too. I mean, we know how he can definitely make a football game turn around to his advantage.
So 8 minutes into the first quarter, Victory Trophy scoreboard, Geelong District Footy League, 2 goals. Alberton Football League, 1 behind, and a very good start for the Geelong and District side. Dick?
Is this bloke in the ruck for them, is he legal? I mean...
Have you seen much bigger than that, Noel?
He's got snow on his head.
I'm getting him confused with those light poles across the other side of the ground. I don't know which is taller. I have never seen a bloke play country football that's so high.
He's a big man. Up they go, and Glasgow again gets the tap forward. But the half-back line holding steady for the Geelong District League at this stage. But the ball comes back to the centre, kicked long into the half-forward line. Oh, there's a strong mark for Dwyer of the Alberton Footy League. No, beg your pardon, it's Garnham, Nick Garnham, and he's gone for home. There's nobody in the goal square. It's a long driving kick, and, well, it's either a mark or a goal, one or the other. So
he's actually paid the mark.
And, well, he's going to be on a very acute angle. Chris Whelan of the Alberton Footy League, he must have marked it 1 centimetre out.
Well, actually, Whelan's the guy that kicked a bag of 13 a couple of weeks ago. He's coming second in the goal kicking at the moment.
Plays on now, puts it on the right foot, and I'd say the goal umpire's not moved. The ball's going to almost be in the pine trees, but it's come down, and that's the first goal for the Alberton Footy League. Now 10 minutes into the first quarter, Victory Trophy scoreboard.
And I noticed the listeners back in town, they're probably going to be a little sick of us commenting on how big this ruckman is, but I think we do have, let's not call it an advantage, but we do have something in that the umpires are bouncing the ball. So, you know, if the ball goes our way, you know, we might get our hand to it.
It just might even things out a bit.
If they were throwing it in the air, we'd never get near it.
But we would not, for people who know the Anarchy Footy Club, Justin Tate's not a little fella, and he is nearly a foot shorter than this fella.
Easily a foot.
How's he going to go in the ruck, though? This bloke's not going to get tired, is he?
Well, Glasgow gets the tap away once again. Tapped it toward the Geelong goal, but comes back to half forward. Here comes the half back line again. Players mishandling the ball somewhat. Finally comes back this time to Boland. Boland on the left foot drives to half forward. Brown, well, it's certainly taking closer attention now. Coming through again is Nick Garnham. He's been conspicuous, and he's kicked the ball from the half forward flank along the ground. A pretty, a very good kick. Educated kick, I suppose you could say, and in fact he's kicked the goal. So at the 11.5 minutes mark of the first quarter now, the Alberton Football League take the lead on the Victory Trophy scoreboard. 2-1-13, they lead Geelong 2 goals.
I think the GDFL are just going to take a little bit of stock now, because those 2 goals came very, very quickly, and once a side like a local side that just gets their heads up and gets a bit of confidence, they could suddenly take control of the game.
Ball back to the centre of the ground. Umpire prepares himself.
Okay.
Oh, Tate did actually get off the ground quite well, but ball went to ground. No great clear out. Vardy tries hard, but can't get control of it. Pushes the ball over. Tate backing up, picks it up, pushes the ball forward over to where Highland tries to get it. Can't do so, and is happy to just see the ball over the boundary line in front of the interchange bench of the Alberton side.
Of course, Christian Highland having a fantastic season with Thompson this year, isn't he?
Yes, and he started very well today.
Yep.
Just back from injury too, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Ball out of bounds. Half forward flank for the Geelong District Footy League. In it comes, up high over the pack there was Keeley, and thumped the ball by fist, and it's gone towards the social club here. It's a lovely setting. There's no fence for the people who would try and paint the picture at home. The social club is, 50 metres long?
That's beautiful.
There's no fence in front of it at all. It's all grassed right up to the front door. It's a wonderful setting here.
Picnic-like surroundings.
The throw-in, it doesn't go clear to hands to anyone. Notice Perkins has gone into the ruck to cover the big fella Glascott. It's getting a bit scrappy. No real clear play. Through comes Highland. He's grabbed high, and I think he'll get the free kick there. On the 50-metre mark. A bit of a slight angle, but I think it might be... With the injuries he's had, he'll look to palm it off there somewhere. Gets a lead from Darryl Bissett. Bissett pushes his way, can't get to the front. And gets outmarked there by Keeley. Keeley playing, representing the league from Yarram. Little chip kick in, finds Vardy in the true centre half back area. Pushes the ball back over to where Keeley again takes the handball, pushes it out to where the ruckman's there, unmanned. He gets it, drops the ball. I think Christian Island was legged. Scotty was legged there, but can't get it out. Vardy does get control of the ball. A quick handball out. Tatey picks the ball up and is more than happy just to push it towards the boundary line, and over it's gone, and we'll have a boundary throw-in right in front of the club rooms.
I think you might be right, Noel, about the endurance of the big fella. I see he's just taking a rest.
Yeah, he'll struggle in the last half, I reckon.
Ball thrown in front of the social club here at the Inverloch footy ground. Picked up by the Alberton side. Kicked towards Brown, a centre half forward. Led by Aitchison. Does a good job, but under a bit of pressure there from Brown of the Alberton League. Andrew Aitchison, the captain today for the Geelong District League side, takes it over the boundary line. We've been playing 14 and a half minutes into the first quarter. 2 goals, Geelong District League, Alberton Football League, 2 goals, 1. From the throw-in, big punch forward for the Alberton side. Leading in the race for the ball there is Roland Beck. Good shepherd by his teammate, kicks the ball back to centre wing. And there's excellent work there by Aitchison. Sees a lead in the centre of the ground, gets it to Pollard, who's almost in the true centre of the Inverloch ground here. Sees another lead, and excellent lead by Scotty McDonald, and the Bellpost Hill connection here. McDonald, away he goes to a lead at half forward. Unfortunately, Bissett just behind his opponent there in Staley, but great work by the Geelong District Footy League. Comes clear out there to Nicky Pavic. Pavic on half forward flank, drives towards full forward. Illick in front, comes off hands. Oh, there's strong tackling by the defensive area for the Alberton side. Well, I wonder how he got rid of the ball, umpire, but holding the man, they've suggested a free kick to the Alberton side. Comes out to centre. Great work, Nicky Pavic, over the top there of Rathje. The ball's come to half forward, picked up by Harris of Alberton. Good handball over the top to... that was Rathje again.
He's on fire,
unfortunately, it's intercepted there for them by Beck. Beck to the centre of the ground. Williams turns, gets a handball across to Tate. Tate's doing very well in the middle of the ground. Sees a lead there from Scotty McDonald. It's a lovely pass, a lovely diving mark. And Scotty McDonald of the Geelong District Football League has taken the mark. He's 45 metres out. The man is on the mark. And... well, we all know this fella loves kicking a goal. What do you think, Pete?
Well, I'll tell you what, 16 minutes in, the big fella in the ruck for the Alberton League went off the ground at the 14-minute mark. And Tatey from the Anarchy, representing the Anarchy Football Club, has really started to dominate a little bit.
Ball still in the forward area for the Geelong District Footy League. Stacks on the mill here, 35 metres out. And... about 20 metres in from the boundary line. Christy McFarlane not able to get the ball clear on that occasion, and the ball still there for Geelong. Great tap forward. McFarlane takes the tap, grabs it, drives it towards the full forward position, and it lands about 6 inches inside the boundary line, Dick, and out of bounds. So it's still a couple of metres from the behind post for the Geelong District League. Interesting
to note too that Daryl Bissett's just starting to throw a little bit of weight around, and I think that's important with a guy of his stature. Make the Alberton guys think twice about going in against him.
Especially in the forward line. Now ball thrown in. Comes clear for Alberton, this time to Chisholm. Chisholm drives the ball back to the centre. In front again is Brown. Aitchison spoils. Ball comes to ground. Good work. Aitchison butters up, gets it handball. There's a lot of interceptions going on. This time it's Graham of the Alberton side. He finds his teammate in Garnham, and he's been pretty conspicuous in the forward line. Scotty Cowie playing. Well, there's an interesting one. Geelong looked like coming away with it.
Yeah, I think it was right, Eric, but I was hoping the umpire didn't see it.
Well, Scotty Cowie unfortunately has infringed, and it's... Whelan again, and he looks quite a handy type, Pete.
He does, and I know we're a fair way away from where he is, but he only looks like a young fella too. What is interesting, there's 2 brothers, there's 3 lots of brothers playing. The Whelan, there's the guy at full forward, Chris Whelan, and his brother plays at full back, so they might blue at home, I'd say.
Chris Whelan, good looking kick off the boot, and he's put his second for the afternoon on the board. And in fact, the Alberton Footy League's third. On the Victory Trophy scoreboard, Alberton Football League 3-1-19, Geelong District Footy League 2 goals, and we've been playing now 23 and a half minutes into the first quarter.
And Dick, one comment, a town of 2,500 people, I think the crowd is quite good. It's built up since we got here at about just after 12, and I think there's quite a good crowd here.
Another hour and a half, they'll be gone. They've got to get home to milk.
One of the local identities of your acquaintance, Dick, suggests it's the first time an interleague game's been played here.
He did. Young Robert, who does the scoreboard here, actually has been doing it for 32 years. So he's every club's got to have a great workhorse like that.
Right, ball bounced in the middle. Alberton Footy League go forward again, and Boland on half forward flank just inside 50. No, he's just outside 50, sorry. Has taken the mark. A little left foot chip pass, and well, Brown started like a house on fire, Pete, and he's now sort of coming into the game late in the quarter again.
And he moves all over the half-forward line too, which, won't suit Rubberman.
Well, a pretty well undisciplined attack there by the Alberton player. And
Eric?
Yes?
Why wasn't that reported?
Well, yeah, I would probably question
Don't
it.
you start down there. You umpires never report anything.
Perhaps because it was the captain. Is that something to do with it, Noel?
That Alberton fella did not have his eyes on the ball at all. He charged the Geelong bloke. There was no intent. That's a reportable incident.
But he is the captain. You don't report captains, do you?
I'm not saying anything else. I didn't mention names. You did, Eric.
No, only the captain. I didn't say a name.
Williams is a tough boy. He's got up and taken his kick.
But
handballed it over to Scotty Cowie, who plays it down the wing. Aitchison does come into the play on the central wing area. Chips inside looking for a lead. There's not one there. The ball goes to ground and it's cleared away by the number 11 in Bolam for the Alberton side. He gets a handball over to Pavey. Pavey kicks long down to centre half forward, but Williams has recovered again and turns onto the left foot, centres the ball through the centre of the ground, but can only find one of the Alberton players in Eddie Lithgow. Lithgow plays on quickly, looks into the centre of the ground again and chips to Vardy. Vardy settling. Another little chip pass looking for Brown, but he can't take the ball, and Maheris chips in, the number 21 for the GDFL Raiders side. He turns onto the right looking to transfer play, does so. Kicks across to another GDFL player who plays on very quickly looking for Pavic up on the wing. He's surrounded by players and pulls the ball in, and he gang tackled by about 3 of the Alberton players there and has been penalised for that, and he's been caught with the ball.
A bit hard, Noel. They don't really help the player prepare to get the ball, do they?
He was the only bloke going for the ball and he copped the penalty.
Yeah, a bit difficult. Ball to half forward. Well, the umpire has paid a push in the back in that marking contest. It's gone to Brown against Aitchison, and there's a bit of a problem there, I think. Brown is a big man. Ball chips over the top. This time it's Garnham, Garnham, running pretty hard into the forward line.
And running pretty hard into Nick Maheris too.
She's on in the forward pocket.
There's a bit going on off the ball here, and certainly the Alberton side are not afraid to throw their weight around a bit, and the umpires have done the right thing. The umpires have allowed the game to continue, and the ball is just outside 50.
He's reporting him.
Well, we're not going to say the whys and wheres, but if ever you need a leader on the field and something goes down, that's when you want your coach to step in and take control. Well done, Stewie Scott.
Ball up again. Tate gets the ball heading toward the boundary for the GDFL. Can't find the safety of it. Brett Pollard picks it up. Turns on the left foot, gets a handball to Williams, another handball to Collins, and here go the Geelong District Footy League. A lovely kick there from Collins, and this time he's found Perkins at, on half forward or centre wing. Goes forward further, looking for Bissett. Bissett trying to use the body, but he's too strong, Staley, on this occasion, and he takes the mark. It's a pretty ordinary kick, but it's all Alberton in the centre of the ground here. The handball, the third one, comes across to Harris. Harris goes forward to the lead there. It looks like Brown again, and good, strong pair of hands, this fellow. And well, it's hard to see how far away Andrew Aitchison is. I can't even sight him.
He was on him. No, he was on him. He was in the contest.
Good.
And couldn't get his fist to the ball. Brown's lining up probably right. He'll kick from the 50-metre mark. He seems fairly confident too that he's got every chance of kicking this, Eric.
Yes, and probably a goal that, the Geelong District side don't need at this point, but it's not going to be a goal. It's a shocking kick off the boot, wide across the face, and play on, and here comes Pollard again as it drives it out of halfback. Maheris drives it wide to centre wing, but, a good contest out there. Geelong District doing very well at ground level, and that's where they're really going to have to succeed. Tate bends down, picks up the ball, but his kick is high, wide and handsome, out of bounds on the full.
I thought you were talking about no meeting for a minute, Eric.
Scott on the mark, but Alberton Footy League, they have the strong lead there from Whelan, the full forward, but unfortunately he can't control the ball. It's gone off his hands over the boundary line. I think things have settled down up in the forward line there a bit, Pete.
I think they have. I think that you're running into players that you've never played against before, so you're always going to try and assert your authority. Maheris in the ruck goes up, can't get control of the ball, pushed down. I think it's Collins from the representing the Corio Club, pushes the ball forward into the centre of the ground, but only as far as Pavey. Pavey turns onto the left, sees an unmanned player which just scoots the ball across the fingertips of the GDFL, and the ball's been marked there by Adam Vardy, who is the captain of the Alberton side, and one guy that the man on the gate said that we should keep an eye on. He loves kicking a goal.
Why did he get the kick though?
Because he marked it.
Why?
Because he was in space.
Why was he in space? Because the Geelong District Football League player was cheating. He was up the ground.
Well, it's a lovely kick from Vardy, and I think he might have succeeded in kicking his first goal for the afternoon. And at this stage, almost 25 minutes into the first quarter, the Victory Trophy scoreboard 4-1-25 Alberton Footy League. Geelong District Footy League, after a very good start, still on 2 goals.
Apart from that Brown up at full forward too, I don't really think that the scoreboard really tells the real story. I think that we're sticking with them, and we just need to convert a couple of opportunities, I think, and we'll be right back in the game.
Ball back to the centre of the ground.
Did that make any sense?
Bounce.
Yes, well,
their ruckman slips over, which gives us the opportunity through Hill to push the ball forward. Williams gets a quick handball out to Stewie Scott. He tries to turn onto the left, but it's dragged down at that point in time. Kicks the ball over very quickly, and it's been marked there. I think it's by Conley. Conley plays on, turns onto the left, kicks it up. Perkins sets himself, can't get the ball. Does so now. Ball goes down, a couple of handballs, and it's been turned over. Ball's pushed out and looking for Rathjen. Rathjen takes an easy mark on the half-back flank. Chips forward. Can't find their ruckman. Their stand-in ruckman at the moment. Ball goes to ground, but it's picked up very quickly there by Staley. Staley looking through centre-half forward to find a player. Can't do so. Ball goes to ground. Quick handballs from Harris. Harris handballs over to Brown. Has a kick at goal and has popped it through.
I think it was actually Nick Garnham kicked the goal.
Garnham, was it?
Yeah.
I may have to rethink my statement from before about taking control, because they're just starting to look a little bit dominant at the moment, but I still think that we've just got to tighten up in a few areas, and I still think we can get right back into the game.
Well, do you think that'll be the scoring end, Dick? Are you being the local?
It's a long time since I've seen a game of footy down there, but it appears to be the scoring end at this stage, but that could be because that's the side that's in front too. 26
and a half minutes in the first quarter. The Victory Trophy scoreboard 5-1-31 Alberton Footy League, GDFL 2 goals. Umpire Flowers back with the ball in the centre. And last few minutes, Pete, we really haven't cleared the centre from the centre bounce.
No, we haven't. It's been a bit scrappy, but they've been able to push it out. With the big fella off the ground, I thought we might have been able to dominate a little bit more.
From the bounce down, it came again to Garnham. Handball forward for the Alberton Footy League. There's a pack there at centre half forward, and the umpire will move in and we'll have another bounce down. But
it's interesting you should say that, Peter. Since he's gone off the ground, they've probably played better.
They seem to have moved the ball a lot better, yeah.
That's quite astonishing, isn't it?
Umpire Flowers still in the centre square, bounces the ball down. Up they go. On that occasion, Andrew Hill went for the tap down for the Geelong District Footy League. Collins tried to handball across to the running player in Williams. He slips over. The ball comes out wide again to Collins. Gets the ball up. Can he turn on his left foot? Now he does. And there's a nice little chip pass. And unfortunately can't quite find Highland on that occasion. It comes back to Collins. Head high tackle, not paid. Play on, said the umpire. And there's the ball thrust forward. Now it's a race for the ball. Looks like Hill does a good job. Gets to the ball first. He's held without the ball, Andrew Hill. And the fullback from Eastern Suburbs has a kick 45 metres from goal, and we'll see what backmen are like trying to kick goals now, Peter.
Well, you know, we've seen him kick the ball out for the Burb side, and he could certainly make the distance. It's the accuracy that we're looking at.
Andrew Hill.
He put it straight through.
Good call, Noel. In he comes. The ball's kept very, very low, but it's a magnificent pass to... it looks
Ashley Perkins
pretty much like Ashley Perkins, who also likes kicking a goal. The big fellow from Bannockburn has taken the mark. Well, the man on the mark is standing beside the behind post. 28 and a half minutes gone. And a much-needed goal we're looking for the Geelong District Footy League side here. Perkins, he's gone well back from the mark. In he comes on the right foot. Good-looking kick, and I think, unfortunately, it's off the line. And only a behind has registered.
Tell you what, Eric, there'll be absolutely something you won't see here today. There'll be a football hitting the goalposts. Those goalposts would have to be the most anorexic goalposts I've ever seen in football.
There's not much material on them, certainly.
They are dead set skinny.
Victory Trophy scoreboard. Geelong and District Footy League 2-1, 13. Alberton Football League 5-1, 31. Ball back to the centre of the ground. McDonald handball to Pollard. Pollard drives towards the centre half forward position. McFarlane can't take the mark for the Geelong District side. The ball in dispute on the 50-metre line. There's Alberton clear the ball to centre wing. At the back on that occasion was Roland Beck, and away goes Harris of the Alberton side over the top there of Brown. Aitchison overruns to Scotty Cowie, runs pretty hard straight at the ball. Unfortunately, he missed it. He comes back on Brown, and here come the Geelong District side trying to clear the ball from half back, but they're under pressure here. Harris again gets the ball, but good works Stewie Scott, and the ball has cleared out to Williams, but he's got no one to kick the ball to. He's going to have a bounce, which he does. Going to have another one, he does. Now he's at centre wing. He's looking for some support from Scotty McDonald, and we had nobody up the ground there for them to kick the ball to, but the umpire's put a whistle on play, and it's again Scotty McDonald. He's getting the favour of the umpire.
Yeah, McDonald takes the free kick. Plays on very quickly, looks for Spud Highland on the central wing area, and he takes an easy chest mark. Looks for a lead up the field. He's got one through, I think it's Illick. Yeah, Illick misses the ball. It's butted up by the Alberton side, who go back through the centre of the ground, but only to find Brett Pollard standing about centre half forward, 50, 55, 60 metres out. They're looking for a settle. There's a lead there from Beck. No, it's Illick, sorry, and I think that was very, very close, but the siren has gone to end the first quarter, and the score at quarter time is 5-1 to the GDFL. 2 goals, 2 are they, or 2 goals 1?
2 goals 1.
2 goals 1.
Well, a very entertaining first quarter. We'll go back to the studios of Geelong Radio 100.3 for a message or two, and then we'll come back with Dick Philpott and Peter Walker for a summary of the first quarter in the big interleague game here at Inverloch. For the second quarter here in the interleague clash at Inverloch, Geelong District Footy League, Alberton Footy League. Ball comes to ground. The big fellow back on the ground to start the second quarter, and good interception by Scotty McDonald there. He intercepted the ball, the body, and I'd hate the big fellow to sit on me, Peter. He's a big man.
Well, that's interesting, because I really don't see that Glasscock has to take the ball in the ruck. He should be palming it, and if he takes the ball on more opportunities, it gives us a chance to get control of the ball.
Well, good work on that occasion by Nicky Pavic got in the way there, and the ball's come clear to Aitchison, centre half back. He's chipped the ball to half forward flank, and is that 50? No, said the umpire, and it's a mark to Maheris, who's drifted down from half back to half forward flank, or centre wing he's at the moment, and while he's holding up play. Now he moves with a big kick into centre half forward. Well, only one player went for the ball. That was Nicky Pavic. He read that extremely well, and Geelong District Footy League very quickly into attack. And there's a good mark to Andrew Williams, the half-forward flanker for the Geelong District Footy League side. Nice chest mark, player running face on into him, as Noel has indicated. Perhaps could have been a free kick, but the mark was taken. So we'll take them anyway if we can get them, I guess, Peter. You don't...
Well, I think it would have been a free kick if it wasn't marked. So.
Well, Andrew Williams runs in on the left foot, a magnificent kick straight over the goal umpire's head, and Geelong District Football League on the board in this second quarter, very, very nicely off the mark to on the Raiders bingo scoreboard. Geelong District Footy League 3-1-19 now, trail Alberton Football League 5-1-31, and that's 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, I know it's a time-old cliche that if you get the first score on the board in the opening minutes of the quarter, you've got a pretty good show, and that's exactly what we wanted the Geelong District footy side to do straight away, Eric.
Okay, umpire Haley bounces the ball. Tate against Glasscock, no clear winner again, kicked off the ground. Aitchison coming through from centre half back, gets a quick left foot kick. Maheris tries to take the mark, can't do so, but gets the ball over to McDonald. McDonald onto the left, sees Darryl Bissett leading down the ground, can't get control of the ball. Illick goes in under the pack, trying to butter up, can't do so. The ball is cleared now by the Alberton League. Down the wing, big punch away there by Brown. Ball goes over to Alberton again. Alberton, a big push on through the number 15 in Graham. Graham gets the ball back into the centre of the ground where Chris Harris picks it up. turns onto the right boot, goes down, and Ashley Perkins underneath the contest there, but there has been a free kick and it's gone to Connolly. Connolly for the Raiders, turns onto the left, a long kick down. Maheras sets himself, and that's a very good mark, Nick Maheras. Quick handball from a sitting position over to Highland. Highland through centre half forward, but the mark in a contest has been taken by Matt Chisholm.
Chisholm for the Alberton League on the left foot, drives it wide, but he's only succeeded in picking out Tate of the Geelong district side. He takes the mark almost in the centre square, runs onto the left foot, drives it back towards the goal square. Big pack of players there. Player in front can't take the mark. It's snapped up by Stewie Scott of the Geelong District Footy League side, and the coach has put her on the right foot. What's he done? He's just offline. Magnificent roving there by Stewie Scott, but it is a behind to the Geelong District Footy League. On the Raiders bingo scoreboard, 3-2-20. Trail Alberton 5-1-31.
And it's great to see. Geelong District Footy League have had all the play this quarter so far, even if it's going 2 minutes.
We were all stoked up. The umpire never even moved.
Must be the same goal umpire Collingwood's had over the years.
Whalen looking to bring the ball back in, sees a lead there, and takes it off to Keeley. Keeley tries to play on, can't do so.
Tackle.
And he's been tackled by the big man himself in one, Mr. Darryl Bissett. Great tackle by the big heap, and 40 metres out, and I don't think he'll be looking for anyone to lay it off to.
Put it down.
I like this matchup on the wing here, the big number 22 on 16.
Darryl Bissett, he's driven it to the... Well, he probably kicked it where he ran. Dick, we were behind him. He faced there, and unfortunately it's offline for the Geelong District Footy League side. It is a behind, and on the Raiders bingo scoreboard now, 4 minutes gone, second quarter. 3-3-21, Geelong and District Footy League, Alberton 5-1-31.
Whalen kicks the ball back. Contest through Chisholm. Goes up, but gets infringed, and Chisholm will take the free kick for a push in the back. Just outside 50 on the half-back flank. Looks up the ground, turns onto the left boot, pushes it down to a leading player there in Graham, but cut off there by, I think it was Jamie Collins from the Corio Footy Club, and he's been happy to punch it out of bounds.
Out of bounds in front of the interchange box for the Geelong District Footy League side. The big fellow, well, he's not dominating the throw-ins and bounce downs in this quarter. The ball back to centre wing. Aitchison and Brown using a bit of strength there. Aitchison doing well on that occasion. And Williams takes the ball. Handball back into Perkins. He sees a player, well, he thought he was loose on the wing in Christian Highland, but he can't quite get to the ball. And player, ball and all over the boundary line between wing and half forward.
And first time that it's gone into the Alberton forward zone this quarter.
Yes, and I think the comments both you made in at quarter time, the defensive area for the GDFL doing very, very well at the moment. Ball thrown in, centre wing. Bit of a pack of players there. Finally it comes out to Pavic there of the GDFL. Handball's clear. Pollard running onto it, Scott running onto it. Player there in McFarlane perhaps could have shepherded, made things a bit easier, but well thrown forward by the GDFL. Pollard, excellent handball. He's tried to find, is it Maheras? On his left foot. He's gone for the worm burner. Well, he's found Mick Ellick in the goal square, and as he's slung to the ground, Mick Ellick, he's thrown the ball to the right foot and kicked his second goal. So great work the forwards for the GDFL. And Raiders bingo scoreboard now, Geelong District Footy League 4-3-27. They reduced the margin. Alberton Footy League 5-1-31, and that's 6 minutes into the second quarter.
And they're just starting to get a sniff now, aren't they, Peter?
And our special comments guru said, I think if we kick the first two, we can get back focused again.
That's what you hear on Geelong Radio, nothing but expert commentary.
Ball moving pretty well from the middle there, Noel.
Yeah, they're getting it out extremely well. I don't want to sound like Jack Grapsis and repeat everything you're saying, but they amaze me the way... What's the big fella when the ball goes into the Geelong forward line? He'll come out onto this wing.
Ball tapped down. Geelong got forward. A handball to, that was Highland. Christian Highland gets it into the forward line. Jamie Collins, great roving. Handball back to Christian McFarlane. Can't handle the ball. And Alberton doing a good job bottling it up in the pocket there. McFarlane, handball out to Bissett. Bissett unfortunately tackled and... well, the umpire said throwing the ball. I think it was probably dropping the ball, would you suggest, Pete?
He pulled his arm out of the contest there. They quickly transfer play, and it goes over to where Bollum takes the kick. He plays on quickly with a handball. Ball comes out to Brown, who puts on a shepherd so that Alex Harris can come back and turn the ball back into the centre corridor. It's 3-1, and the one for the for the Alberton side tends to come away from the ball. He's picked it up and kicked to a leading Chris Whalen, about 45 metres out to 45-degree angle, and a good chest mark and quite good play there.
Scotty Cowie's got to stick just a little bit closer to him.
It's pretty hard when they break the ball clear in the middle, though, Dick.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yep.
it's pretty hard to stop those sort of
But Eric,
leads.
the ball should have been intercepted by 16. Who's 16 for Geelong?
That was Justin Tate.
Not running hard enough at the contest. There, he could have marked that.
A big fella, couldn't quite get there. Whelan on the right foot. Oh, it's a good-looking kick off the boot. We're behind him kicking that, and he has kicked his third for the day so far, and just perhaps slowing the momentum of the Geelong District Footy League down ever so slightly, because now 8 minutes into the second quarter. Raiders bingo scoreboard, GDFL 4-3-27. They trail Alberton 6-1-37.
And one of the better players for the GDFL in Jamie Collins, who's representing the Raiders from the Corio Club, is in the hands of the trainers at the moment. Looks like he might have a bit of a calf strain, but gets to his feet before umpire Flowers.
I think a fella fell on him in that forward pocket
contest,
scrimmage there a moment ago.
Hope it wasn't 22.
25. Umpire Flowers bounces the ball down again. Glasscock and Tate. Tate tries his hardest. Contest comes down. Highland picks it up very quickly and gets a little quick kick out, but only to an Alberton player who pushes the ball down. Whalen makes position. So does Scotty Cowie, leading him to the ball. Plays on quickly, looking for Scott down the wing. He in turn pushes the ball over to Brett Pollard, running through the centre of the ground. A quick kick down to where Mick Illick claims to be pushed off the ball, and Brother Whalen pushes it back around the wing. Only to be intercepted there by Andy Williams. Williams plays on quickly, looking for Darryl Bissett. Bissett, a handball across to Maheris, making position. Can't get control of the ball. Pushed out through the centre of the ground. Garnham picks it up, and the old-fashioned drop kick comes through with the ball over to Harris in the centre of the ground. He turns on a sixpence and kicks it back down. Ashley Perkins, though, marks it on the chest. He in turn pushes the ball with hands over to Beck. Beck turns it back into the centre of the ground. Maheris up with one hand. Can't get control of the ball. A big pack and no control there at all. Ball's pushed out again. A good smother there by Maheris. Now here's a chance for the Raiders side. 2-on-1. Scott puts his body on the line. Can't get control of it. Pollard also looking for the boundary line and finds it, pushing the ball over on the Raiders half-forward flank attacking area.
A bit soggy in that half-forward flank, Dick, and the players just having a bit of trouble holding their feet. Has it been out in the ground, Noel, a bit wet there?
Well, it's closer to the beach down that end.
Ball thrown in, half-forward flank for the GDFL. McFarlane, hands and knees, tries to get the handball out. Can't get it through. Oh, good work, the Geelong defence there, running hard at the ball. And the ball in dispute picked up by Aitchison on centre wing, drives the ball to the full forward area. Collins just slightly behind. McFarlane picks up the ball, gets a handball across to Scotty McDonald, tries to turn on the left foot, sees a lead at the full forward position. It's a free kick down the ground. Scotty McDonald earning the plaudits to the umpires today. He's been hard at the ball, and the umpire's giving him free kicks. He's put down after he's kicked the ball.
Well, I think the difference there, Eric, he's hard at the ball and he's the first at the ball.
Yes, and the free kick has gone to his Belpost Hill teammate in Mick Illick. He's only 15 metres out, already 2 on his account. And it's a day of full forwards. Whelan already kicked 3. Mick Illick a chance now at the 11-minute mark to kick his third. In he comes. Good looking kick. The umpire's gone across, but I think it might have squeezed just in. So that's a goal to McGillick, another goal to the Geelong District Footy League, and on the Raiders bingo scoreboard now, Geelong District Footy League 5-3-33, Alberton Football League 6-1-37.
And I think going on what you said, Eric, if you're a full forward and you can't kick goals today in this weather and in these ground conditions, well, maybe you shouldn't be playing at full forward. It's ideally suited, isn't it, for goal kicking today?
And the ground's absolutely sensational.
That is.
Beautiful ground. Umpire Haley back into the centre of the ground. Tate makes position trying to get in front of Glasscock. Can't do so. Glasscock gets a quick palm down. Ball goes to Highland. Highland tries to clear it out. Only to as far as Pavey. Pavey onto the right boot looking for a lead of Whelan. And takes the mark on the chest. But pretty well done there by Scotty Cowie. He's pushed him outside 50. For the first time he's had to palm the ball off and finds the chest of the number 15, which is Brian Graham, the vice-captain of the Alberton League. He bettered the angle a little bit. Probably still will be kicking from 45 metres, or 46 as you like them right down to the metre, Eric. About the 46 metre mark. Comes in a bit of a stuttering run-up, and I think that caused the ball to go exactly where it did, and that's just over the point post itself, and to register, I think, only the second point for the Alberton side. So 6 goals 2, I think they're up to at the moment, leading the GDFL Raiders interleague side, and they're on 5 goals 3. Scotty
Cowie kicked the ball to himself, has run on, and he's kicked the ball well outside the 50 metre area. Tate takes the mark. Well, it was well recovered there by the Geelong district player in Stewie Scott. He slipped, but was able to recover himself, took the mark and copped a fairly heavy tap to the back. That's Highland taking the mark now at half forward for the GDFL, and they're just moving the ball forward, and now called to play on the left foot, drives the ball towards centre half forward. Well, I would have thought McFarlane might have infringed there, but the mark was taken anyway by Chisholm of the Alberton side. Comes across the ground. Oh, great work there by Connolly. Over to Bissett. Bissett the handball to Scotty McDonald. Scotty McDonald is run down, unfortunately, and the ball's turned over. And but again, it's Roland Beck on centre wing has taken a great chest mark and doing a great job at half back. But his kick, unfortunately, sadly astray. And I see Simon Connolly looks as if he's sort of somewhere in the forward line at the moment. The ball to half forward for the Alberton Footy League. Beck once again sees a lead there from Cowie. He's going to have to make good ground. Finally gets it. Turns on a threepenny bit. Big handball over the top, but it's got, well, I thought it had gone astray, but the ball tried to kick it off the ground in Tate, took the easier way out. Geelong District Footy League, there's just, it's a game of good fortune at the moment, because nobody's handling the ball too well until Pollard. Great handball to Williams, and here go the GDFL into the forward line. Williams sees the lead there from Collins, an excellent mark, an excellent kick. And Jamie Collins sees a lead further up the ground, and it's Williams who's run from centre wing. He's run 70 metres. Yep. And taken the mark inside 50, almost directly in front. So good work from the GDFL. And Dick, he'd be a chance?
He'd be a chance, and Scotty McDonald took a pretty bad knock just before too, was in the hands of the traders, but he looks like he's come out of it okay.
Isn't that what the Alberton Football League were scared of, the way Geelong had Williams worked his way up the ground there? That was brilliant, wasn't it? It was,
and just to let himself down from a great piece of play, he's just popped it onto the boot and just missed to the right-hand side of the goalposts as we look at them here, and popped it through for another point.
So we've been playing now 15 minutes into the second quarter. Raiders bingo scoreboard, Geelong and District Footy League 5-4-34, Alberton Footy League 6-2-38.
Staley kicks the ball back in where it's been marked in the centre of the ground there by Pavey, the captain of the side. He pops it over to where Mark Garnham turns onto the right and finds an unchecked Alberton player there in Glenn Bolam.
Yeah, I agree.
Bolam quickly plays on to the left, looks for his full forward in Whelan, who's leading well up the ground. Too far up the ground, actually. Nick Pavic takes control off the hands of the pack. It's scooped out by Perkins, who hits one of the Alberton players fair on the chest. Boland trying to clean up, and does so by pushing the ball over the boundary line on the half-back line for the Raiders interleague side.
Ball out of bounds in front of the reserves box of the Alberton side, half-forward flank. Tate in front, taps the ball toward the boundary once again. Williams intercepts on the left foot, drives towards centre wing, but he's picked out somebody in the second row of the social club. They've taken the mark.
I think I might have been Rosemary, actually. I saw her take a flying leap through the air.
So the ball out of bounds on the ball. True centre wing, Alberton Football League in possession.
See one Philpot can get off the ground.
Ball driven, wow, that's a huge
Brown, I think it is.
Like Brown of the Alberton Footy League. Oh, gee, I tell you what, you wouldn't see many better marks in any brand of footy than that. Brown drives towards the lead of Whelan full forward. Scotty Cowie, great effort at fullback, and has taken the mark in front of his opponent in Whelan, and what a great effort.
Pollard. Hands from Cowie over to Brett Pollard. Pollard looking for someone back in the centre of the ground, but it's only Alberton players. They pick it up. Nearly a throw there. Quick hands out. Hands and he's been tackled as he tries to play on Simons and can't get control of the ball. Well tackled there by...
I think the umpire gave the second.
Scott McDonald, great play. And he gets the pat in the back and the free kick. Plays on quickly down He's trying to get Maheris to fly high. He does so, but can't get control. Gets a quick hands out to Stewie Scott. Scott to Collins. Collins looking further down the ground, looking for Daryl Bissett, but pushes himself under the ball, and a little bit of help from the Alberton side there, and it's pushed over on our half-forward flank now. And really, I think the ball was...
It's a great one-on-one contest there, isn't it? Staley and Bissett, both strong.
They are strong boys, and they like using their body.
Ball out of bounds, half-forward flank for the Geelong District Footy League. In it comes. Big pack of players around the ball. McFarlane doing the ruck work. Gets it down to Stewie Scott. Little chip toward the full-forward position. Illick not quite quick enough to get there. Picked up by Simons from the Alberton side. Exchange of handballs. Takes the ball out of the danger area for the Alberton side. Scotty McDonald in front of the pack. Stands his ground. Gets a handball across to... that was Perkins.
Ashley Perkins, yeah.
Back to McDonald. He sees the lead there from Christian McFarlane, and he's taken a great mark at the centre half forward position. And well, he's been struggling a little bit today, coming back, I suppose, a couple of weeks with a hamstring injury, Christian McFarlane, but he moved well to that, Dick.
Yep, he certainly did.
So now McFarlane, he's 35 metres out, be kicking from 40, and a goal here would be, well, put the GDFL in front. McFarlane moves in on the right foot. It's not a bad looking kick.
Goal.
The goal umpire is right on the mark. What, did he didn't get the distance? Williams it is. Hooks it over the right shoulder, and well, from what looked like a goal at one point, I think it is now a point. So Andrew Williams, he's second behind for the day. The Raiders bingo scoreboard at what are we on? 19 minutes into the second quarter. 5-5-35 the GDFL, 6-2-38 the Alberton Footy League.
Yeah, the GDFL got a hold on them now, 'cause it's about this time in the first quarter when Alberton suddenly took control.
Kicked on a bit. Well, they haven't been able to do that. Staley's kicked out and found Chisholm on a half-forward flank. He got a bit of a push in the back. Free kick to Chisholm. Plays on through the left, looking for Pavey in the middle of the ground, and has a couple of grabs at it, but the umpire says play on. Ball goes to ground and a pack forms. Well done there to bottle it up. I think they certainly tried very hard there, the Raiders side.
And just a reminder at this point, their half-time, where are they now today? Terry Emon, one of the great interleague personalities of local Geelong football. Ball on centre wing. Perkins kicks the ball to Collins on half-forward. Collins on the left foot, goes toward the full-forward position. Bissett then Staley again do battle. This time Staley all through a bit of pace, got the ball away. Darryl almost had a win, but the ball now from Alberton comes to centre wing. In good position there is Alex Harris on this occasion, one of the three sets of brothers, and plays on quickly. Sees the player loose on centre wing.
Garnham, I think it is. No, it's not. It's Graham.
Graham eludes his opponent there in Aitchison. Kicks toward the full forward position. Whelan, well, he's given Cowie the slip. He led Cowie under the ball and then went back. But the ball is out of bounds, 15 metres from the behind post, and the ball is moving so quickly that the boundary umpire is having some difficulty keeping up.
Mate, I think Scotty Cowie's worked him out now. I think the problem was he couldn't nail him when he was leading, but now they seem to be playing a bit more man-on-man.
Hill doing the ruck work from the throw. Oh, ball handed across to Whelan there. That was the throw, but allowed to continue. Whelan on the left foot has kicked his first behind for the day. And on the victory trophy, on the Raiders bingo scoreboard, 6-3-39, the Alberton Footy League. They lead the GDFL 5-5-35. Ball being recovered, and this time we'll see what Scotty Cowie can do with the ball. Looking for some options.
Play across, but he's not going to.
No, it's a long kick to the outer side. The lead was Aitchison. Off hands, has come to the back. Nicky Pavick, he's well clear. Touches the ball on the ground. Now gets it on the boot. Drives it to, so it's two kicks and the ball is at centre half forward. Well, 2-on-1 against the GDFL. I don't know where the forwards have got to, but Alberton Footy League all of a sudden do it pretty easy. Pavey takes it out, finds Simons on centre wing, and Simons of the Alberton Footy League now plays on, drives the ball towards centre half forward. McDonald drops into the gap, but, well, I don't know what happened there.
Touched off the boot, Eric.
Oh, so thanks, Noel. Didn't see that, and umpire quite correctly. We'll now have a bounce down.
Haley on the 50-metre line in the forward line for the Alberton side. Bounces it down. Contest there between Tate and number 21 for the Alberton side in Dwyer, the second ruckman. And ball's gone to ground. A bit of a scuffle up, and he has paid a free kick. Too high, and it's gone to Justin Tate for the representing from the Anarchy side. He plays on quickly. pushes the ball out to where
Looks like,
I think it might be Perkins, is
Ashley
it?
Perkins, yep.
Perkins takes a nice little chip pass. He in turn chips it over the head of his opponent to Brett Pollard, who was running into a gap. Working the ball around well, they're looking for options.
Still continuing to run, Dick.
Yeah, they certainly are, yep. It's
Pollard again looks through the centre of the ground, can't find the mark. A quick hands through Pavey, back to Graham. Graham pushes it open into space,
back
where
yourself,
the
Scotty.
number 11 there in Bolam tries to turn through Scotty Cow. He does so, turns onto the left, and Brown sets himself in the front of the pack, and he's the thorn in the side, I think.
That's B-R-O-W-N.
I think number 15, what's his name from Alberton?
Yeah, Brian Graham.
He's absolutely carving us up at the moment.
Well, he's the vice captain here today, and I think he's also the coach of Fish Creek.
Brown it is, 20 metres out, directly in front. Puts the ball on the right foot, and he's kicked it straight through the middle. So Cameron Brown kicks his first goal. And on the Raiders bingo scoreboard, a goal the GDFL didn't want, I guess. Getting close to half-time. It's 24 minutes gone. Alberton Footy League 7-3-45. They lead the GDFL 5-5-35. And that's probably one they didn't need, Dick.
They didn't need that one, and it was unfortunate we missed out on a couple of opportunities down on their forward line, and they seemed to go missing. There was a few forward players missing, and I hope Stuart Scott has noticed that, and we'll have the runner out there to fix things.
And it's
quickly.
interesting that the Cameron Brown that's playing at centre half forward today, this is his home ground, the Inverloch Kongwak.
Would you believe now it's full forward? They've had a swap there, you know.
And he also is one of the only higher profile players playing with the Alberton side. He has played for Liam Gather in the major leagues, and it shows.
Liam Gather,
Yes,
known as the Parrots.
Parrots.
There you go.
Umpire Flowers with the ball in the centre of the Inverloch Oval now, ready to resume play. Down it goes. Dwyer missed the ball on that occasion, comes to ground, stacks on the mill, and we'll have a secondary bounce. Well, still in the centre circle. Ball didn't move too far at all. Now Tate is going to do battle with Dwyer once again. Big pack of players around the ball in the centre of the ground here. Dwyer gets the tap forward for the Alberton League. Coming through is Pavic for the GDFL on the left foot, drives towards the
Good mark.
the centre wing. A very strong mark. Scotty McDonald doing a great job for his team today. There's the lead. Player loose on half forward flank for the GDFL. It's Tate. Gets a handball across to Williams. Now can he convert on this occasion? Runs in on the left foot. Yep. Not too good off the boot, but I tell you what, I think it's over the goal umpire's head. Looking for all clear. It is a second goal to Andrew Williams of the GDFL, and that's the quick answer they needed on the Raiders bingo scoreboard now. GDFL 6-5-41. Trail Alberton Football League by 4 points, 7-3-45, and we've been playing now 25 and a half minutes.
And very encouraging signs there for a start. We've come from behind to get in a controlling position, and secondly, they're doing the right things at the right end of the quarter this time, unlike the first quarter when they faded out.
And it is good. All the under-18s are over there spurring young Daryl Jones on doing the running. The ball's bounced in the centre of the ground. No real winner, but Williams takes it off a clear bounce, pushes it down, and mark's been taken there by Christian McFarland, I believe.
How far did Williams run?
14.9 metres.
What have got 999 repeating?
Eric, I'm harping back to that point you brought up before. We seem to be winning out of the centre, don't we?
We are now, certainly, and now Christian McFarland, again, the chance to give us a lead. No, he's not going to make the distance again, but off hands, and I just wonder if that hamstring problem, Pete, might be just troubling. He's not really kicking through the ball, is he?
He's not, and he looks a bit proppy, but I think where it's working for the Raiders side is the likes of McFarland, Illick, Bissett. They have a few of the bigger guns there that can fill different roles.
Raiders bingo scoreboard 6-6-42, GDFL 7-3-45, Alberton Football League. Ball on centre wing. Players coming at us. Simon Connolly gets it to Williams. Williams, a little chip pass to half forward, and it's Brett Pollard. The two Bell Post Hill boys doing very well in this quarter. Pollard and McDonald. Pollard is he's 60 metres from goal. A lot of movement in the forward line, a lot of players in the forward line.
He's walking around and getting...
He's probably gained, now the umpire is calling to play on. It's good work, Brett Pollard. He's run almost to 50 and now he's kicked it straight over the fence. A shocking effort. And after doing all the good work, he got the player out of position. And unfortunately for the GDFL, Brett Polanyi's very disappointed with himself there, and Scotty McDonald now stands the mark. Alberton Footy League get the ensuing free kick, and away they go. Switch the play to the other side of the ground. Leading in the race for the ball is Chisholm, but unfortunately can't bring it to order, and it's out of bounds this time between wing and half forward on the social club side here at the Inverloch football ground.
I think it's very necessary that they hold the ball in their forward line for the next minute. The ball's been thrown up. Dwyer tries to get it, can't do so. Down, hits the deck. Pavey picks it up and gets a quick handball across to Simmons. Simmons pushes the ball forward down the wing area. It's picked up through, I think it's Williams. Williams gets a quick handball over, and Collins takes possession of that and kicks it long into the forward line, but only to be marked in the last line of defence by Garnham. Garnham plays across the ground.
Goal.
And that was reminiscent of the old Collingwood days when they used to do silly things like that.
Dick nearly fell out the box when you said that.
And all it's done is found the boundary line on the opposite side from the social club rooms.
Interesting, the other big ruckman going off the ground and bringing a small on.
Might be because our smalls are doing quite well. There's one of them. Highland can't get control of it. Quick handball out by Graham.
Ball.
Graham.
Yep.
He has been paid a free kick, and that's been well done by Pollard. He might make amends for the bad kick earlier. Looking down the ground, a few leads. McDonald leading. A little chip pass into Collins, who's moved into space. I don't think they need to take too much time here. He plays on quickly over to Williams, and Williams is inside the 50 now, and he's not even going to turn around and have a look down the ground. He says, no, I know where the white line is. I'm 40 out. I'm going to have a little ping at these.
Well,
controlled the ball pretty well, though, Noel.
Yeah, he said to me last night, if he gets the ball anywhere inside the 50-metre arc, he's not passing it.
Williams now on the left foot. He's
Great
gone
goal.
for home, and
Great goal.
or is he just offline?
Great goal.
Is it in?
That'll do me. Thank you very much.
Gee whiz.
Third goal for Andrew Williams, and your words are pretty right there, Noel. On the Raiders bingo scoreboard, the Geelong District Footy League have hit the front late in the second quarter, almost 30 minutes. 7-6-48. Alberton Football League 7-3-45 in what Dick is a very high-class quality game.
It's a fantastic game of football. Definitely the scoring end down that end of the ground, the beach end or the pub end as we call it. I'm thinking that let's hope that we've got enough stamina to come out now in the third quarter and go on with the game. But we'll have to wait and see.
There can only be seconds to go in this second quarter. Umpire Haley bounces it down. Tate actually flies high and gets control of it, but only as far as Pavey. Pavey picks the ball up, pushes it forward, and clears it to one of his own players, who bangs it down. Whelan turns on a penny again. Quick handball over. Whelan, a quick handball over there to Bolam, and Bolam on to Brown, and they've answered very, very quickly. The only time I think the Raiders side touched the ball there was when Tate pushed it down the throat of Pavey in the centre of the ground. And it is interesting, the points you make, both the ruckmen are off the ground now for the Alberton side, and I just wonder whether their coaching staff have said, we are being run off our legs here, we've got to get a few of the tools off the ground and see if we can match them with leg speed.
Interesting, Noel, down at ground level. That's probably the first time that Tate's got a clear tap away, and they got the goal.
Yeah, you're right there. And just getting back to Peter Walker's comment about the tools going off, that was the coach's main concern at quarter time. He was worried about Geelong's pace, and I think I might have made the comment in the first quarter, it's very fast and it's still fast.
Simon Flowers.
Ball bounced down again. Oh, Collins crashes his way through the centre. A magnificent pass, but well read there by that player in Staley, but he's only found Stewie Scott on centre wing for the Geelong District Footy League. Scott sees Collins actually you can see the sun get in his eyes there. He really lost sight of it, and the siren has sounded, and he's had a pot shot, but wouldn't have counted. So there we have the half-time siren, half-time score at the Inverloch football ground. Raiders bingo scoreboard, Geelong District Footy League, 7 goals, 6-48. They trail the Alberton Football League, 8 goals, 3-51. In what has been a very entertaining, high-class first half of football here in the interleague game. Grant, we'll go back to you. We've got has headed to the boundary to get a couple of stragglers off the ground, but everything almost in readiness, Peter, and the premiership quarter, they call it.
It is. I do notice a couple of changes. Brown has stayed at full forward on Cowie, which has meant Whelan from one of the brothers has come out to centre half forward. That change was made late in the late in the second quarter. Most of the others, the big fella Glasscock's back on the ground for the Alberton side. And I do notice that one of their players, I can't quite get his number yet, it's the number 6 for the Alberton, which is Vardy, the captain, has gone back into a fill the hole there in front of the big heap and McGillick.
Ball bounced in the middle to start the third quarter. Stewie Scott running off half back, can't get the ball, overruns it, comes down. Simon Connolly picks it up for the Geelong side on the left foot, kicks it towards centre wing, and well, good work there for the Geelong district side.
Work.
Gets a handball to Stewie Scott, drives back to the centre of the ground. Good bounce favoured Nick Pavick, but if unfortunately can't quite get a handle on it, goes back to the man you were just speaking about, Vardy at centre half back. He runs through the centre, drives to the lead. Connolly ran hard at the player and upset him pretty well there. Clayton Trotter on the ground, gets the ball back to centre half back. Scotty McDonald, long handball out to the loose player in Scott. Scott a handball to Collins. Collins eludes his opponent. A handball to Scotty McDonald. Great work, GDFL. What a great build-up. The lead there is from Illick over the top of his head. If he can get it, he's got a chance. And well, he tried to flick it back in, Mick Illick, and
I'm glad it didn't work.
Because all he did was he flicked it to 3 Alberton players, and they were going to be away. But fortunately, the goal umpire and boundary umpire working together.
Ball thrown in deep in the attacking area for the Raiders. No clear takeaway. Quick handball out there by the number 15 in Graham for the Alberton side, but it's intercepted there and pushed back over about 10 metres around, 15 metres around from the point post of the Raiders side.
That was great work, Williams, and he just flicked the ball out of the fella's hands, a la the basketballers, and ball thrown in. Here's the Alberton side trying to run the ball away. Good work there by Graham, and well, the umpire has claimed he was infringed. He gets a handball to his teammate running quickly now in Staley. Staley, a long kick to centre half forward. At the back was Aitchison. Oh, big punch away by Simon Connolly, but and a great tackle out there by Trotter for the GDFL. The ball's come to ground. It's in dispute at centre half back, and the Geelong District Footy League tackling fiercely at centre half back and trying to stem the tide here. Good work there by Harris. Gets the ball onto his right foot, drives towards the full forward position. It's Whelan there.
Pushed off
now
the ball by
centre
Hill.
half forward, and well, the Geelong District side working very hard to stem the tide. Brown goes for the mark, can't take it. Here go the Geelong District Footy League on the turnover. Brett Pollard, handball to Nick Pavick, who's running. Pavick, not such a good kick. Nick Mahiris, well, he tried valiantly to make it, but now they're in trouble. They're outnumbered 2-1. That's picked up by Pavey. Pavey sees the lead there. Well, not paid by the umpire, and probably looked a clear mark to me.
I think he called play on, touched off the boot, and Brown took the ball and took a few slow steps, thinking he'd marked the ball, and got tackled and pushed over the boundary lines.
So ball half forward flank for the Alberton Footy League, this time on the outer side of the ground. Tate gets the tap forward. Williams picks it up. Handball, gets it across to Beck. Beck goes across the ground, very dangerous, but well, the mark not taken for the Alberton side. The handball comes back to well, the players doing pretty well there for the GDFL. Scotty McDonald picks it up. Handball to Perkins. Perkins kicks to nowhere. It's gone high, wide and handsome onto centre wing. Picked up there by Lisco. Lisco drives the ball back into the centre half forward position. Aitchison from behind has paid the mark and perhaps a little fortunate. And now he plays on and he's made a meal of it. But good work, Beck. He's recovered the situation. Terrific work. Gets it on the left foot, but only as far there in the centre as Simons. Simons gets the ball to centre half forward to Chris Harris, and he's taken the mark 60 metres from goal. Here goes Goldwoods, drives the ball to the pocket. Oh, that's the big fella. That was Garnham on that occasion, flew from behind. And finally, the Geelong District Footy League are prepared to push the ball through. And the first score in the third quarter, and we've been playing 4 minutes of that quarter. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard 7-6-48 GDFL, 8-4-52 Alberton.
I tell you what, Dick, Clayton Trotter coming onto the ground, he's really fired up.
Yeah, I also was just saying too that it's obvious that both coaches have given the players a real good rev at half-time, because it's opened at a cracking pace, and it's great to see the Raiders also looking as if they really want to go on with this game now.
Well, Connolly's quickly picked out Trotter in short. He's in turn taken his kick and played on around the half-back line, looking for Stewie Scott. Scott flew high over the pack but couldn't get control. It's gone to ground. Alberton side have picked the ball up and short passed it with a little chip over the top to Graham. Graham's had a bit of a look around. He's found that he's within 40 metres and is now going to, yes, he's going back and going to have a set shot at goal, 40 to 45 metres out. Sees a lead from Brown there. Brown chips in front of Cowie and takes a very, very strong mark under some attention from Scotty Cowie.
Probably a more difficult angle though, Pete.
I'd say a very, very difficult angle. Probably the biggest advantage here is it is Brown's home ground, so I'd say he would have kicked a few goals from all over the place.
Yes, and a very capable player, isn't he? He'd probably get a game in most sides, certainly in the GDFL.
Absolutely.
Be happy to have him.
I can think of one side just off the top of my head that wouldn't mind him.
Well, as we said, he has played with Leon Gather, so he has played at a higher level.
At a high level, exactly, Peter.
Brown comes in. Gee, it's a lovely looking kick off the boot. What's the goal umpire going to tell us?
1 point.
Offline. So a bit of a let-off for the GDFL. And on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, Alberton Footy League, 8-5-53. Lead the GDFL 7-6-48. And almost 6 minutes gone in the third quarter. So I really think that they just need to hold them in this quarter, the GDFL.
Yep. As we said, both sides are very keen at the moment, and if we can just hang on to them and don't panic and maybe just start to take control again.
Cowie's gone wide to the centre wing. The lead was to Tate. He was contested by Glassick, and I think they've worked this fellow out now, Peter. He's not the dominant player he was in the first few minutes. Well,
I'm not being critical of the man, but he seems a little lazy. He seems to look at his size and think that that's going to get him home, and it's just not.
Intensity is out there, Noel.
Yeah, it is. Dick made a great comment before they opened up at the cracking pace that they've played the first half in, and it's just, are they going to be able to continue this?
Yes, very good point. And the defence doing a sterling job in this third quarter for the GDFL. They've kept the ball around half-forward flank and forced it over the boundary line once again. Tate and Glassick doing the ruck work, comes to the back of the pack. Nobody got a tap away. It's, well, a very, very good mark. Backing back into the face of the players coming towards him for the Alberton Footy League. And it's a great mark for... I
think it's Keeley. No, it's not. It's Whelan.
And, well, you'd expect with a bloke of his goal-kicking ability. Did I hear you suggest that he kicked 13 a couple of weeks ago in a match?
He did.
He's only 30 metres out, directly in front. And Whelan for the Alberton Footy League moves in. I'll tell you what, it wasn't a real good kick off the boot. In fact, he might have missed. Yep. And he has. Well, Precious.
I think Dick put the moz on him then.
Precious starting to tell. The Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now. It's 7.5 minutes, third quarter. 7-6-48 GDFL, 8-6-54 the Alberton Footy League.
A few leads going around. Scott Cowie, nothing really to kick to, so decides to kick long to the far side of the ground, where setting himself there, I think, was the number 20 in Collins, was it?
27.
No, it's
Hill.
Andrew Hill.
It's Andrew Hill. Hill plays on quickly down the far wing. Stewie Scott tries to chip in, can't do so. Beck tries to help him out with Maheris and McFarlane. Quickly goes back out to Scott. Scott turns, chips it through back in where Clayton Trotter picks the ball up. A good little pass there, and Trotter's been a bit of an inspiration since he's come on at half time.
He certainly
has. Got 4 or 5 touches. Looks down the ground. Quick pass to Williams. Great pass to Williams. Williams in turn runs in looking for Illick. Decides to have a bit of a ping at the goals himself, I think. Might be a reflection on his comments. If I get within 50, as Mr. Fanning said earlier, I will have a shot, and he's done so. And
he was inside the arc, wasn't he?
He was inside the arc, and through for a point for the Raiders interleague side.
I'll tell you what, the players aren't stupid either. Apart from this kick, they're kicking into the sunshine every chance they get.
On the kick in, Nick Pavic goes over the top of the pack and punches it back into the forward area for the Geelong District League side. And the ball, they're doing a very good job in keeping the ball in the attacking zone, and the ball is still on the half-forward flank, this time on the outer side of the Inverloch Oval. Ball comes in, the big fella there, nobody gets a tap away, or strong work there by Pavey for the Alberton side. The ball in dispute right in front of our broadcast point here. Brett Pollard can't take the ball, and great camaraderie between the two players. The young fellow in Lithgow could have put Pollard sort of anywhere then, but they supported one another, and that's, well, you like to see that in footy, Dick.
You do. It looks like he's been in a car accident. That bloke has got so many bandages on him.
Ball thrown in. Lithgow gets a tap to the back, this time to Povey. Drives to half forward. Oh, there's Whelan again, takes the fingertip mark, but Aitchison's come back and recovered the situation. Can he get it to Cowie? Cowie pushing the back play on to the umpire. And finally it's Whelan again, kicks the ball to the full forward position. Hill now looks like he might be playing on the big fellow Brown, and well, they're looking for size, but unfortunately for the GDFL, there's a bit of a mix-up there. It's picked up by Mark Garnham, and he has slotted through a goal on his left foot. So the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now 10 minutes into the third quarter. GDFL 7-7-49. They trail Alberton 9-6-60.
They seemed to panic, didn't they? As if, they could have just let it roll over the bounce very nicely, but they all panicked and they didn't know what to do with it.
It's interesting. We've had a walk backwards and forwards across the ground a couple of times, and when I was in the rooms at half-time, I said to Andy Williams, what's the actual surface like with footy boots on? He used a couple of, nice expletives, and it really summed up that it was quite wet, quite slippery, quite soft.
I thought you said to Andy Williams, can you give us one verse of Moon River?
Umpire Haley in the middle puts the ball down, a bit of an awkward one that probably favours the Raiders side. Ball still comes out of a scrunch. Scott, big quick kick off the ground to McFarlane. McFarlane can't get control, on hands and knees, gets it across to Trotter. Trotter turns, just bombs it up in the air. In front is McDonald, can't get control of the ball and is out positioned there by the number 2 in Harris. Harris plays on quickly down the ground, goes over to brother Harris, and he quickly handballs on to where Brian Graham, nearly got the wrong one. Quickly cleaned up there by Andrew Hill. Hill through the centre of the ground again, looking for support. McFarlane crunched on the ground there, and umpire Haley
had the whistle and didn't blow it.
It was interesting to note then that the Alberton players were affected by the sun then, but the Geelong players just...
Dick, I just picked that up myself. He ran away from the football, number 18. He just couldn't see it for the sun, and the Geelong bloke just still didn't land on his lap.
As if they had sunglasses built on.
Umpire with the ball inside the centre square, slightly forward for the GDFL. Snapped up by the Alberton side, kicked towards the half-forward position. Free kick to Aitchison. Yes, umpire saw it. In good position, umpire Flowers on that occasion. Held without the ball, and Andrew Aitchison, the captain of the GDFL, takes the free kick. Sees a lead on the...
you can't play that big bloke.
Social club side of the ground. The ball that comes to ground. Well tackled. Great tackle. And, the umpire said it was a too high tackle to Boland.
Yeah. That was too high, mate. And I'm biased.
Boland it is for the Alberton Footy League. Half-back flank, takes the free kick for the high tackle. Plays on now on the left foot, drives it over the centre of the ground. In good position is Perkins. Oh, umpire doesn't pay the mark. I tell you what, but he just absolutely...
What was that for?
Oh, the umpire has called the ball back. Perkins had stolen the ball from the Alberton player. It was away and running, and now the umpire has called the ball back. So
why would it be a ball up?
Because it's over umpiring.
Thank you very much.
Ball tapped down to ground, and... now he's going to have to do it all again because I suppose one bad decision has created a bit of congestion now.
And there is a bit of a pack formed here. The forward line of the Alberton side is fairly open. There's only a couple of players in that 50 arc.
Ooh.
A big punch out there by the Alberton side, but only as far as Andrew Aitchison. Aitchison tries to kick it off the ground, can't do so. Picked up by Glasscock. Glasscock looking down the ground, and very, very good kick there, and finds Garnham.
Oh.
Well, that's Mark Garnham again.
Played on very quickly and has slotted it through for his second goal.
Peter Dacos too.
Yes, very much so. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now. 13.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. GDFL only added one behind in this quarter, 7-7-49. Alberton Footy League 10-6-66, and Dick, you'd think they'd need to stem the tide?
Yeah, just starting to go away with it again, just as we thought. They started off well, the GDFL in this quarter. The back line was working fantastic, and now they just seem to have lost the plot just a little bit. So I think if I can just take the stem of what's going on, all is not lost, and we've got still half of a quarter to go yet, Eric, so let's hope for the best.
Ball down in the middle of the ground. Big fella used his body coming through with Scott tackled without the ball. And Stewie Scott, the coach of the Geelong side, will take the free kick beside the centre circle. Held without the ball, Stewie Scott, now looking for some options. Comes to the outer side of the ground. The lead's there by,
Mahiris.
Great mark from the back of the pack. Mahiris, the GDFL, that perhaps he's played on a little bit too quickly because the ball now, it's Wapavic handball straight to his opposition there, and there's some errors creeping into the play now as Chris Harris goes through for the Alberton side. There's a strong lead by Whelan back at full forward. Now he sees the player loose in the full forward position in Nick Garnham, and the Garnhams have run a mock in the last 5 minutes because Mark has kicked 2 and now Nick
you
has
can't
kicked.
do that. He played on from in front of the mark.
Well, the umpire's done it, Noel, I'm afraid, and on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, GDFL 7-7-49, Alberton Footy League now have kicked 11-6-72, and Nick Garnham has kicked 3, and Peter, the 2 Garnhams in the last couple of minutes have just run riot up there.
Have they? They've certainly lifted their standard, and they've certainly lifted their ground speed too. They seem to be running a lot more, especially even the Harris boys, Alex and Chris. I think they've picked up their leg speed, and it makes it fairly easy when you're getting the ball out of the centre at the speed they're getting it. And also Brian Graham is getting it, and it's moving into the forward line that fast that our guys really are caught out.
Ball back in the centre of the ground, umpire Flowers puts it down. Tate gets a tap down on this occasion, but the secondary tap is from Garnham. Collins tapped off the ball. Pavic runs through hard. Williams gets the ball. Handball to Stewie Scott. Another handball to Brett Pollard. Pollard sees the lead there of, well, the big fella in Darryl Bissett.
He's been a bit quiet, hasn't he?
He has for a quarter or so, but he's taken the mark 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. And to say we need a goal is probably an understatement. Bissett, long driving kick. It's a magnificent kick.
And it's a goal.
What a kick then.
What has happened?
Goal.
What has happened? The goal umpire moves in and says,
I think he's got it.
it's a goal. Goal, and second goal of the day to Darryl Bissett.
Now,
And
this is an ideal situation that Darryl Bissett loves these situations. The side's coming from behind there. Darryl knows he's a great experienced captain coach. He's done it many times, including infamous grand finals with the Anarchy Footy Club in North Geelong. He knows exactly what the situation is now, and he's the sort of guy that could just suddenly take control for the Raiders and turn this game into our favour.
Well, really,
sorry.
not a discredit to Darryl. He's the type of guy, if you're going to prop him in a forward pocket, he's got to kick 4 in a game.
Yep.
16 and a half minutes gone, third quarter. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, 8-7, 55 GDFL, 11-6, 72, the Alberton side.
Haley bounces the ball down. Tate actually beats Glasscock on this occasion, but it's taken away by the Alberton side, only as far as Perkins in the true centre-half back. A good mark there to Ashley Perkins. Plays on quickly, looking for McFarlane. Can't find him, but over the back of the pack comes Nick Maharis. Maharis plays on quickly to Williams. Williams looking down the ground for Scott. Can't find him, but pushing the ball through is Pollard. Pollard over to the heap himself. Hands off to Pollard again, who screws it round. Collins misses what he should have taken, and unfortunately for the Raiders side, couldn't quite get the bouncing ball, and it is gone through for one minor result.
There were 2 Geelong players in the goal square on their own.
If effort counts for anything at all, the effort was there for sure.
Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, 8-8 now, 56 the GDFL, 11-6 the Alberton side, 72. Ball back in the centre of the Inverloch Oval, in dispute. Clayton tried a great job there, 2-1 against him, but he threw himself on the ball, and well, it's really a game of chances, Dick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yep. You can make your own luck in footy too.
Ball's bounced down by the umpire. Glasscock tries to take control of the ball, and the umpire said Justin Tate's grabbed him before he actually got clear possession, has paid the free kick. He palms it off quickly, or tries to bowl him. The umpire says, I haven't said you can restart the game, and Glasscock goes back. On that big left foot of his, plays down through the centre of the ground. Pavic tries to contest it with Brown, can't do so. Fisher picks it up off hands and pushes down to where chipping in was the number 20, which is Garnham again. We need to quieten him off. Ball goes to ground, he pushes it out again, and only to be backed up there through the aids of the GDFL and Simon Conley, who sees the ball to the safety of the boundary line.
Ball out of bounds, 40 metres from the behind post on the Social Club side of the ground. 19 minutes gone, third quarter, in comes the ball, up high. Aitchison took the ball out of the ruck and tried to crash through a couple of players, but it's the Alberton side who picked the ball up, drive it back into the centre half forward position. Ball contested there, comes to ground. Oh,
Harris again.
that was the little fellow picked the ball up in Chris Harris on this occasion. He's run towards goal, and probably a little bit too easy on that occasion, I thought. Fairly ordinary effort from one defender there for the GDFL. But on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, GDFL 8-8-56, they trail Alberton 12-6-78. So they sort of need to hang on there, Peter.
Yeah, and I think the way the Alberton League are starting to pick up their work rate a bit with speed over the ground, we really don't need 2 or 3 players going up to contest a mark. and I think that's where that error was made, and you pay the price when you do it inside 50.
Would you move any players now, Eric, or would you leave it the way it is? Is there anything that stands out in your ideas?
Yeah, well, it's probably Noel. Can you see anything that you'd pinpoint?
Yeah, I'd bring Daryl Bissett onto the ball just for a burst before three-quarter time, because he's not doing anything up there.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing, but I thought I'll let someone else.
And let him go in there and rough it up a bit.
Umpire Flowers puts the ball to ground. Up high is Tate, doesn't get the tap away. It's Alex Harris gets a handball across to his teammate in Boland. Boland sees the lead there from Whelan, and well, they're starting to dictate terms all of a sudden in the centre of the ground, and this fellow Whelan is a very good full forward, make no bones about that. They've made the switch. Andrew Hill is now playing in the full-back position, but it's the sort of the general key forwards that have taken control this quarter.
They only seem to play 5 or 6 minutes in a quarter, though, don't they? But they do a lot of damage in that 5 or 6 minutes.
Certainly doing that in this quarter. Whelan now will kick from right on 50. It's a fairly low trajectory kick, and it's off hands. It's right across the face of goal and drifted just over the boundary line. So defenders under pressure now in the... well, it's 23 minutes gone, third quarter. GDFL need to hang on now for the next few minutes. The umpire has blown the whistle. Umpire Flowers, what's he... It
might be a bit of blood, I think. He was looking at the
Simon
Connolly's arm, saying it might be a bit of claret, but he's given him the all clear, and...
perhaps it's just a red mark.
Bit of texture.
In comes the ball. Brown doing the ruck work in the full forward position. Push forward there for the GDFL. No players able to pick the ball up till Scotty McDonald. One grab, picks it up. Handball, Scotty Cowie. Wasn't too sure where that was coming from, but it went to him. Gosh, Stewie Scott missed the ball there. Comes back the handball to Simon. Simon's of Alberton drives it to the full forward position. Oh, great work, Aitchison. The mark almost in Brown's hands, but Aitchison punched it forward, out towards half-back flank, and Stewie Scott from behind, out of position, but pushed the ball toward the boundary. And well, good defensive work by the Geelong side there, Peter.
It was, and I think they need to hold on now for another couple of minutes. If they can get the ball up the other end and score a goal, it'll be a bonus, but I think it's necessary to hold on.
And certainly not let them kick one.
Exactly. Actually, Trotter came off hands from Glasscock in that throw-in, and Trotter was happy to take possession and take the little bit of a push and push it over for another throw-in.
Ball thrown in, half-forward flank for the Alberton side, on the Social Club side. Pushed to advantage by Glasscock. Ball fired back into the full forward position. Big pack of players firing for the ball, and this is where they've obviously changed their tactics at the half-time. Noel, they're bombing the ball in with the little fellas reading the crumbs.
Yeah, they've worked it out now. I think they've worked out how to match our runners.
It's interesting with the ruck work. You see Tate when he goes up. Aitchison's in the ruck at the moment. When Tate goes up with the big fella. Instead of being in front of him now, where Glasscock can dictate the play, he's actually standing behind him and holding him with his body in his back, and that pushes Glasscock under the ball, and he can't get clear possession.
Ball thrown in deep in the attacking area. Oh, very well read there by the Alberton player in Walpole. Haven't sighted him all day. The ball pushed behind by the big fellas, and Walpole snapped onto it, and with the right foot has snapped it through for another goal to the Alberton side. So the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now 23 minutes gone, third quarter. Geelong District Footy League 8-8, 56. Trail the Alberton Footy League 13-6, 84, and been a very productive quarter, 5 goals to 1, Dick.
Yeah, I think it's now time to exercise the Noel Fanning idea, and that's to get Daryl Bissett on the ball or do something quickly.
We just need a bit of strength in the centre, just to, you know.
Well, that's where they're wanting it out of the centre, Noel, and it's no good to us the way it's going at the moment.
Once again, the Alberton side get it out of the centre, but they're held up by Andrew Aitchison, the centre half back, a good one-handed mark. Ball comes to the lead there of Mahiras. Can't quite take the mark. Is up very, very well. Needs some support though. There's no players there in support of him, and the Alberton side perhaps running on adrenaline a bit at the moment. They've really fired up in this third quarter. The ball in dispute on centre wing, and off hands it goes over the boundary line. And just a few individual efforts, Peter. We need a bit of teamwork all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think we do. We need to get Pollard firing up again and McDonald and get the ball running through the centre corridor. And
I've got to say, this third quarter, Glasscock, he's copped a lot of the tap outs in the middle, as to the advantage of the Alberton side. Ball back at centre half forward again for the Alberton side. Here they go, running once again. It's a low raking kick into the full forward position. The little fellow, well, it was the two Garnham brothers there, and the bloke who kicked the ball was the big fellow in Nick Garnham, kicks his fourth. The shepherd was from his brother in Mark Garnham, and that's the 14th goal on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard for the Alberton Footy League. 14-6-90. They lead the GDFL 8-8-56 and 34 points. Dick, it's looking dangerous.
Well, I know that we're easy for us to make comments from this position, but I have not seen the Geelong Raiders runner move for about 10 minutes. So obviously nothing is happening from that end of the ground. I don't know, what are they doing? Are they going to make a decision? Are they going to make a move? They're going to do something, because the runner has not moved and they've kicked 4 goals in the meantime.
Ball bounced down again. Tate tries to get in front, can't do so. Ball's pushed out. Trotter hard at the ball, but gives away a free kick there, and it's going to go to Simons on the central wing area. Umpire holds play up. Simons got control now. Looks for a lead. He's found one through Brown. Aitchison makes his mark. Big punch over the pack. Pavic gets control, pushes the ball out to Beck. Beck, a little chip over the top to a moving McDonald. McDonald takes it on central wing on the opposite side of the ground now. Plays on quickly into the central corridor where there's 4 unmarked Raiders players. William takes a good chest mark, passes it over to Pollard. Pollard onto that familiar left foot, looking for Illick. Pushes the ball up, and well done. Good try there, and a great goal.
Well done.
Stewie
Scott. Great goal to Stewie Scott. That was well played by Mick Illick. Mick Illick thought the ball was going through the goals. He made the contest and then tried to shepherd the ball through. It bounced back into play, and Stewie Scott came through, picked it up, and popped it onto the right. Thank
Just
you
wondering
very
whether
much.
the runner might have come out there and congratulated and given a bit of a gel, but he hasn't moved again.
That's the back's gone.
There is no communication coming off the bench onto the ground, and that is very disturbing.
Yes, they need a bit of support now at the 26.5 minute mark of the third quarter. Hopefully, Peter, that goal might just spur them on the last couple of minutes of the quarter.
Well, I think we needed it to settle the team down, and stop the ball just being so easily pushed into the Alberton forward line.
14-6 plays 9-8. Alberton in front. Ball tapped down again by Glascott, and he's certainly taken
Tackle.
There's a sensational tackle there by Trotter, and by gee, he's put a bit of life into that other wing in this quarter. Clayton Trotter from Anarchy, come on and doing very well for himself. A secondary bounce in the centre of the ground. Umpire Flowers with the ball. Gee, it's a big pack of players. There's, apart from about 4 or 6 players at each end of all the rest of the players are in the middle. It's a free kick.
That's unfortunate, that, because you really can't criticise Tate, because he can't see in front of Glascock.
And the ball kicked forward by Simons, but Aitchison having a good quarter this quarter has taken the mark. Pollard loose on the centre wing, over to Trotter. Trotter now, can he find a teammate? On the ground there is Lazarick, the Corio boy, sees the lead, and it's Darryl Bissett and Mick Illick both leading into the space in front of the full forward area, and it's Darryl Bissett taking the chest mark for the GDFL. And can they finish the third quarter off with another goal? Bissett, 35 out, directly in front, on the right foot. I'd say he's hooked it by the look of the way the umpire's heading across there, and well, that's a miss they could ill afford. Darryl Bissett's second, 2 goals, 2 to his credit. Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard now at the 27 minute mark, 9-9, 63 GDFL. Alberton 14-6, 90.
Staley, long kick down the ground, probably with a bounce. It's made the centre of the ground without being touched. Good tackle there by Beck, but it's been paid against him actually for an infringement, and the kick is going to go to Graham. Graham plays on quickly, looking across the half-forward line to a lead of Whelan. Good punch away there by Tate, who's dropped into the slot there in the back line. Quick clearing kick from Aitchison out towards the boundary line. The ball's been picked up again by Beck. A quick handball in, where Trotter, who's been all over the place in this third quarter, looks down the ground to find Nick Maharis, and does so right on the 50-metre line. Half-forward flank, opposite side of the ground, in front of the social club rooms. Maharis turns onto the right, quick kick in, and finds Brett Pollard. Pollard looking to close the angle up a little bit. Kicks it across.
What are they doing?
Kicks it across to Hill, who was very lucky there. I think he kind of backed out of the contest a bit and was only able to get a knock on the head to be able to recover and take the free kick. He in turn sees McDonald.
Well, there's the old Belpost Hill trick.
McDonald looked straight at the 50-metre line then, though, and thought, yes, I'm inside the 50, this'll do me, I'll have a shot.
Oh, distance won't be a problem.
Scotty McDonald. Well, he's decided, and I don't know for why he's done that. He's gone for the lead of Illick. The ball's come to ground in the forward pocket. Now it's Stewie Scott. Can Trotter shepherd for him. Scott goes onto the left foot. He's just blazed it to the head of the goal square. No GDFL players there. And the Alberton side, well, great work, Williams. The smother there, and he's perhaps given the chance to keep the ball in that forward area for the GDFL. But good work there for the Alberton side by, that was Chisholm.
Hey, the runner's over here, Sid Jones, he's given cheek.
Ball half forward on the 50-metre line, outer side, Inverloch oval, in comes the ball. Well, it would have been a free kick for mine against the big fella Glasgow on that occasion.
Oh,
but,
great pass.
Picked up, well,
that could have helped.
That is the siren for three-quarter time, and unfortunately the pass from Brett Pollard just didn't find Darryl Bissett. But at three-quarter time, the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard, Geelong and District Footy League, 9 goals, 9, 63. They trail the Alberton Footy League, 14 goals, 690. That is three-quarter. Perhaps the Geelong runner to get into position. I don't know whether he's playing half forward or half back, Sid Jones, at the minute.
We wanted to play earlier too.
But there it is. Umpire holds the ball aloft. The siren sounds, and the final quarter is underway. Umpire Flowers puts the ball down. Hill goes for the tap for the GDFL. Comes to ground. Williams can't pick it up. Collins in there also. And now it stacks on the mill, and we'll have a secondary bound still in the centre circle. Players not able to clear the ball out. And probably this first breakaway, Peter, will be most important.
Well, I think the first breakaway has to go to the Raiders side. Otherwise, from 4 to 5 goals down, we don't want them dropping their heads.
No.
Ball bounced down. Glasgow takes the ball, gets a handball across, comes to centre wing. Leading in the race for the ball on that occasion. Good work by Lazarick from Correa. Drives it to the full forward position. Illick, 1 out against 2. Can he take the mark? The umpire says no. Play on. The ball comes clear. Scotty McDonald comes down. Handball, the ball's in dispute. There's a player held without the ball. No free kick. Lazarick runs hard at the ball. Unfortunately, just a little quicker was Harris. Harris gets a handball across to, that was Graham, but great work by the GDFL forwards.
Hello.
They're working very, very hard at the 50.
No, it's Fano.
And Noel, you're on air there. So the ball at centre half forward, and on the 50-metre line, the ball will be bounced down once again.
Umpire Haley. And the umpies have been doing a fairly good job today. Put the ball down. He's doing a trying hard. Tate's theories there. Forms a pack. Pavey tries to get it out, can't do so. Collins and Bissett come in to throw a little bit of weight around in the confrontation, and only let the umpire say, no, give it to me.
Forward position. picked up by Chris Harris for Alberton, and it's out of bounds beside the box, which encompasses the interchange players for the GDFL. Ball. Hill gets a tap forward. Can it be picked up by the GDFL? No. Over to Graham, picks it up, but he's absolutely set upon by the Geelong forwards, and finally the umpire will move in once again. Still 60 metres from the Geelong goal. They need one early. We've been playing at 2.5 minutes in the final quarter. No change to the score. From the bandstand, Massara on the ground, drives at the full forward position for the GFL. Off
I don't think he's been on the ground for most of the last quarter, and he was one of the guys that was a little bit inspirational with Pollard and McDonald in running the ball through the centre of the ground. So I think he's well,
Massara is a bit of a ball getter from Werribee.
He is.
Well, it's the last quarter start that we're looking for anyway. Get a goal up nice and quickly.
Flowers.
So we can go ahead with it.
Flowers bounces down. Hill over the top of Glasscock. Gets control of the ball. It goes to ground, and Glasscock making every effort to try and push it out, but not quite enough. And umpire Flowers said, in deference to the calls from the players, no, he's been held with the ball, and I'll have a bounce up. Puts it down again. They make position. Hill again tries to out-muscle him. Can't do so. Trotter in there. Hill pushes it out. Collins quick hands to Pollard. Pollard breaks through a tackle. Turns onto the left boot. Looking for Illick. The ball pushed high into the forward line. Can't get control of it. Does so now. Quick handball over. And the coach himself, Stewie Scott. Great play there by Mick Illick. And he's put the ball over to Stewie Scott. And from about point-blank range, he's slotted it through for the second of the quarter. And the GDFL Raiders now move to 11 goals, 9. And they're just trailing now the Alberton side 14 goals, 6.
Just what they needed, Dick, in 2 minutes.
We can't ask for any more than that. If they can just keep this momentum up, well, it's a funny game, football. You never know what might happen.
Almost 5 minutes into the final quarter, and the GDFL starting with a real burst in this final quarter.
And I think it's got a lot to do with Hill in the centre of the ground. He's making those contests with Glasscock a lot more beneficial for the side.
Well, he's a bit fresher than Glasscock. He's struggling a bit at the moment, although he gets the tap down from the next bounce down to his teammate in Pavey. Pavey on the left foot. Drives towards centre half forward. Oh, there's Whelan, missed his mark with the handball. Tries again. This time he gets it across to Lithgow. Lithgow on the left foot drives it towards the scoring area, but he is offline, fortunately for the Geelong side, and they're behind. First score in the final quarter of the Alberton League, 14-7-91. They lead the Geelong side 11-9-75 on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
Tate, a bit of a wobbly kick in, doesn't find anyone in particular, but coming through for the Alberton side is the number 11 in Bolam. Bolam turns the ball, centres it to the front of the square, and it's that boy again, Whelan, who's taken a chest mark, probably about a similar distance out from where Stewie Scott kicked his last goal.
Justin Tate slipped over, didn't he?
He did. It was a bit of unfortunate there. But I think Whelan been kicking very true, and there's not much wrong with that kind of kick, and he kicks his fourth to take his personal tally to 4 goals 2 for the day. And the horns are blowing and the people are cheering, and it's interesting that we got the first 2. I think we need to apply a little bit more pressure, and I think it's desperate that every one they get, we've got to get 2 back to stay in this game.
Well, Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard, 6.5 minutes into the final quarter, 15-7-97 Alberton, 11-9-75 the GDFL, and can Geelong maintain the momentum? Umpire with the ball in the centre of the ground, puts it down. Hill does contact, but Glasscock gets it forward. Collins intercepts the tap down, gets a handball across to Williams. He's in trouble. Gets it out to Nathan Rose back on the ground, but he's run down by the big fella who's really found a lease of life in the last 30 seconds. The Ian Glasscock ran like a 2-year-old there, Dick.
Well, let's hope for us big blokes yet.
It's interesting that Hill's gone into the ruck and Justin Tate has gone to fullback.
Ball thrown in again. Neither player gets a clear tap. It does come to Glasscock. Tries to elude a tackle there, but the GDFL applying some pressure. Can they pick the ball up? That's the key at the moment. On centre wing, a lot of players around the ball. In fact, too many, said the umpire, and we'll have a bounce down on centre wing.
That was well done there, the umpiring, I thought. A lot of guys were going into the pack and actually ducking their head, and he let the game flow on.
Yep.
This time Hill gets the tap away from that throw in. Stewie Scott missed it. Butters up for the handball. Can't take it, and well, looks to be not quite on the job at the moment, but this time at half-back it's Roland Beck taking the chest mark. Sees a player in the centre of the ground. Oh, great mark, Rick Lazarick. He was really juggled it forward, took the mark, and in the centre of the ground for the GDFL. Well, drives it very, very wide, looking for the coach, but it's not well positioned in my view. But ball half-forward flank right on the boundary.
Gotcha.
This time. Oh, great tackle. And the umpire rewards the tackle in this case. Andrew Williams having a fantastic game. Sees Brett Pollard in the centre of the ground. Now he drives the ball into the forward area, but that's a shocking kick again off the boot. out of bounds on the full, and unfortunately lets himself down occasionally with his delivery.
And you're probably noticing, guys, a couple of things happening now. The frost is moving in, and some of the players are finding it hard on their feet at the moment.
Yeah,
They're starting to slip over a little bit.
People in Geelong might think that's a bit funny, but I think the dew is starting to come down, and it is getting a bit slippery. Ball played on through the Alberton side, pushing the ball across now to where Bolam tries to take the mark and can't do so in front of Scotty McDonald. McDonald takes the mark, plays on, turns onto the right boot and has just drifted the ball away to score a minor result there for the Geelong Raiders. And I really think they're doing the right thing. They're keeping the ball contained in that forward line.
Yep.
Staley, long kick out. Again, set up there from the Alberton side. And Whelan makes his presence, but ball comes to ground. McDonald tries again from outside 50 metres, and this time he's got it right, Richard Philpott.
Absolutely, Peter Walker.
And a great goal, Scotty McDonald, and that's 3 for the quarter for the Raiders side, and I think they've got a sniff there. They won't give up. The boys are trying very hard.
And it's getting colder and colder and colder. And look, over there, there's a dog stuck to a tree. Have a look at that. It is dead set freezing.
9.5 minutes final quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard. GDFL 12-10-82. They trail Alberton 15-7-97. So they're coming back strongly, the GDFL. Umpire Flowers with the ball. Need the next goal, I'd suggest, and puts them right back in it. Down goes the ball from Umpire Flowers. Hill can't quite reach the ball. Not a good bounce, and Glascott takes it. Drives it towards the half-forward area, but strong mark backing back for the GDFL. Nathan Rose back on the ground, takes the mark. Plays wide to a player loose on half-back flank. It's Trotter. He has taken the mark. Well, he's gone for the short chip again to Scott Cowie, who's a long way down the ground.
The wing.
On the wing.
West Cricket and Footy Club people would not believe Scott Cowie playing on the wing.
Well, we said we had to make some moves, and that's what's happened.
He's chipped the ball further down. Trotter, who's run further down the ground there. Scotty Cowie, you can see the pattern. But unfortunately, they think a bit more of him. That they've gone to the centre of the ground. Bissett takes the ball, drives to centre wing. Perkins will need to get it up pretty quickly. Tries to, but they've made a mess of it. Probably first mistake for the day right on Beck. The ball's been turned over. Here come the Alberton side again. This time it's the big fellow in Keeley. Drives to the full forward position. Tate doing magnificent roving by Alex Harris on that occasion. And took the ball off the pack in the goal square, threw it on the foot, and that's a goal the GDFL did not want to see kicked.
We did not need that, and it's interesting to note that the kick that basically started that from Daryl Bissett was probably the worst kick Daryl's ever kicked in his entire life, because he's probably one of the best kicks in country footy.
Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard 12-10-82 the GDFL. They trail the Alberton Footy League 16-7-103, and one mistake and it can prove fatal, but excellent roving there by Alex Harris of the Alberton side. Ball with the umpire, centre of the ground, down it goes. Hill competed that time well. Brett Pollard gets the crumbs, back to Trotter by hand. Trotter into the centre half forward position. Handball there, went astray from Nick Mahiris. The idea was pretty sound. Good work there by Garnham Nick, and he clears the ball to the outer side boundary and finds the safe.
Just to prove that he's had a kick into the footy, kick the ball beautifully back the boundary up.
Ball in from one of the change the GDFL side. Punches it back into play. Perkins tries to get the ball, can't do so. Dives on the pack. Graham with a hand. McDonald takes the mark, plays on, turns onto the right boot and has...
Be a bit more positive. Aitchison there, handball to Pollard. Pollard over the top to Williams, who's loose on centre wing, charges through, long handball by Williams. But, well, it's really to the advantage of the Alberton defenders. It was a bit too high, not too positive, and all it did was gain 15 or 20 metres for the GDFL.
And a great credit to the Raiders. They are not lying down. They're having a real dip, aren't they? They're having a real crack at this.
It's a fantastic game of footy still, Peter, isn't it?
It is, and I think Hill's leading the charge here. I think he's doing a good job against Glasscock. There, the ball was thrown in, and he just went over the top of Glasscock, who, as we've mentioned many times, 6'8", and he's just punched it another advantage of 10 metres down the ground.
15 minutes, final quarter, ball thrown in, tapped down by Glasscock. High in there, the little chip kick. Beck can't take the mark. Comes to ground. Here's a chance for the GDFL through Pollard. Pollard, a much better kick on that occasion. Almost got to Scotty McDonald, but intercepted there by the halfback flanker for the Alberton side. Ball kicked toward the boundary. Pollard leading in the race for the ball. And it was great work there by Staley, who, well, he's had a great contest earlier in the day with the Heap. And now he's got Scotty McDonald, so he's been a good player. Ball thrown in, out of side. Glasscock puts Hill down to ground. Handball comes over the top to Graham. Graham, the big torpedo, goes over the centre of the ground. In good position there was